Morning. Thank you very much, Heather, for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to GITEX.
Thank you.
Let me introduce myself. I manage the channel business for Kuwait. I've been with Ingram Micro since 2008. If you could introduce yourself for our viewers there.
Okay, so my name is Heather Loka, and I'm one of the co-founders and managing partner of Burhan Tech. Giving a little background of myself, I started in Kuwait in the year 1999, and I finished my graduation from Bangalore in IT sector. I did my bachelor's in computer science and worked for a couple of companies in Kuwait before eventually starting my business in the year 2008 with my brothers and some of the other co-founders of the company.
Interesting.
Thank you.
So 2008 was not the best of the years to start. There was a recession. There was the entire world was reeling under the effects of different kinds of recessions, and that hit the Middle East as well. So that was a brave decision to take. How did you manage that?
Yeah. So we were in the market, and I realized that there was a big gap in the IT sector, especially the SMB. And when I worked for these companies, there was a big gap, which I realized, and there was no company which was filling this gap. And while working with these companies, I realized that this is a very big or very good business idea to have an SMB, IT SMB, and giving services at a very affordable price. So our USP when we started was to give the best product, best services at a very good affordable price, and that actually was the best time to take this decision. So you can say 2008, 2009 was a blessing in disguise for us, because a lot of companies were under financial crunch and they wanted to have good products, good services, but at an affordable price. And we were able to give that to them. So that's how we started, and by the grace of God, it worked out for us. And 2008, 2009, of course, initially it was tough for us, but then eventually it really worked out, and we started growing starting from 2009.
Great.
Yeah.
I remember around we used to know you as a software company, as a security company, and around 2012 or 13 we saw that there was a sudden shift in your business. Rather shift, I would say. There was an addition of the hardware business, which was unknown. We did not expect that you would get into the hardware business, because again you were with services, with softwares, with products, and where the margin is quite handsome, right?
Yeah.
So 2013-12 was a year for you to jump into hardware, where there was cutthroat competition. Servers, PCs, laptops is something which you cannot just start off without having years of experience, years of customer base. So what made you transform your business into a hardware and software combination, and how did you deal with the competition at that time?
Yeah. So we are always open to opportunities. So people say that there are opportunities everywhere. It's only for you to grab that opportunity. So that is exactly what we did. When we used to go to customers, sell our services and software products to them, they always would ask us about the hardware, about the servers, about the PCs, because the softwares are going to be installed on those servers. And then we realized that this is the one market which we have not tapped yet, and we didn't know about the margins or the services. But that is where AppTech came into play. They told us that you can start selling some of the hardware, especially IBM those days. And we said, we are not into hardware. We didn't know about how the process works, and we didn't have the storage facility also at that time. But they gave us that extra push. They said, okay, we will send you some hardware, a couple of servers then, and you can start with the server.
So Ingram Micro was quite instrumental in moving you into that direction.
That 100%. They actually took that initiative much before. They had more confidence in us than we had in ourselves,
Great.
That you can do the business, because you're already doing very good in the software industry. So why don't add that extra hardware and try with it? And I remember those days we used to take 1 or 2 servers, that too back to back. And in 1 or 2 years, we started keeping about 100 to 200 servers in stock all the time with us in Kuwait. So that was, a massive move which we took, stepping into the hardware, and it worked out really well.
I guess you also took up the IBM Service Center, and
yes,
is that with you still? I don't know.
Yeah, of course, we are still IBM Service Center. Now, of course, IBM business was taken over by Lenovo, so we are into Lenovo Service Center now. And we started selling, and I think in the year 2015 we were the best IBM partner in the whole of Middle East. We had like 400% jump growth. That was one of the biggest record at those times. I don't know if somebody has broken that record now.
Okay.
But that is how, we moved very, very fast into that direction. And thanks to Aptech, Ingram Micro, who helped us in achieving those targets. And because we had so many customers, that eventually we realized that we should have our own service center, because giving it to the other service centers was a tedious task. So then we went into that direction, and eventually we were given the service center opportunity, responsibility also.
Very interesting. Definitely Burhan Tech is not what it used to be. A company that started off from a small office. Congratulations, this year you all have moved into a big office and a big tower in Kuwait.
Thank you.
The entire team is sitting together now, where there was different offices before. We know that it's not just the IT business anymore. You're putting your hands and feet and all that you can into different kind of businesses, leveraging IT, I believe. So what's your message for people who want to grow and not stick to just one traditional line of business, but leverage IT and move on? If you can give us a bit of more details into the diversification that the Burhan Tech group of companies has done now.
Yeah, so I always tell people, especially those who are starting up businesses, new businesses, and people who are entrepreneurs and want to start businesses, that you should look at the problem. Okay, try to go into business to solve a problem. Then you will make money. Don't go into business to make money. Otherwise, you will have problems. Okay, so that is exactly how we look at different industry and different businesses, and we realize there is a problem in an industry, and we try to handle that or tackle that problem. Eventually, of course, it turns out to be a good business for us. But that is how it happened. Initially, we started with, of course, IT and into hardware, and then in 2013-14 we started with e-commerce. Okay, those days e-commerce was still not that much into demand, but still we took that initiative and started. 2013 we started vb.com then, and now it is vb.com.kw in Kuwait and in Dubai. And we started to sell IT products, but with a difference. Difference was that we could configure the systems. Other people were just box movers, so you just buy a product and sell the product. But what we used to do is, we give an option to the customer. They can configure the memories, the hard drive, the other various parts in the computer or PC or laptops, and then get that delivered to their homes. So we took that initiative, made that configurator on our system, and we brought this idea. And that is how the e-commerce platform or the IT e-commerce platform came into existence. And this was few years in the market, and we were already very strong on our platform, on our e-commerce platform. And then we realized there were gap into other industries also, and we got opportunity to get into jewelry business. Okay, of course, jewelry is very, very different than IT.
True.
But we always believe that IT is the foundation, is the base. If you have a very good IT base like we had for e-commerce, you can bring any industry and let it run on e-commerce. So we brought the jewelry business. We had a shop and we had online business, but our focus mainly was the online business. And we started jewelry onto this IT platform that was e-commerce platform, the fkjewelers.com. And we started selling jewelry online. Okay, having our background and our knowledge into e-commerce, we started selling jewelry online. And that also worked out very well in Kuwait and in Dubai. And then we got an opportunity again. As I said, we always look for opportunities. So we got an opportunity into fashion business, into automobile business, and the concept remains the same. We still are backed by the IT, e-commerce and virtualization, and all of these. Yes.
Efficiencies are managed through IT and through making the operations, making the whole logistics lean through IT.
Right.
And then you run on the business side of it. It's just like running any other business.
Any other business. So today we can go into any other industry, just use our concept and our basic foundation of IT, and then run that industry. So our industry is not like now, only IT or only fashion. We can step into any industry and use our foundation or our knowledge of IT and run that industry.
That's a great business model, yeah. Using IT, leveraging it to move into other industries, so you can disrupt the entire way the market is working now. Right. And that's probably the future, right? That's how things are going to move forward. But you've taken the step very early.
Yeah, I mean, once COVID stepped in 2020, everybody was forced to
move into
this industry, and we were much ahead of time. So it took people to take some time and take some effort, and it's not that easy again. Running an e-commerce business and into various verticals is not easy. You need a very good backing, you need a very good team, and those need to sustain for a long time, and it's not everyone's cup of tea. But then we know now the know-hows, and that's how, we can run this industry, and then of course, as I said, get into different industries and disrupt them.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. For everybody to know, these are all the rosy and the good part of your journey. How would you handle failures? And I'm sure reaching where you are today, you would have definitely had some stumbling blocks. So how was
Always.
how was that dealt with, and how would you advise people to not get demotivated and stop their journey, or stop everything they are doing and then go back to their old ways? Rather, people should innovate and get out of failures. But what is some story that you can tell us, or anything that comes to mind that's a learning for us?
Yeah. So, failures are, of course, stepping stones to success. You will never have success, or nobody has ever had success without failures. So you have to, accept failures if you want to reach somewhere. And that is something which needs to be part and parcel of your package. You cannot only have success all the time. It's like a heartbeat. It goes up sometime, it goes down sometime. Okay. So if you are not going down, you will never go up also. So it's always, we also had a lot of setbacks, nothing comes, and especially we do not come from a business background. We never had a business story to tell people. People tell stories about their fathers, their forefathers into business, 100 years, 50 years. So there's a story for them to tell. We never had a story to tell.
You are building the legacy.
Yeah, so we are the first generation into the business. So it's very difficult for us to convince people to buy from us, And when we started in 2008, 2009, there were partners and vendors in the market from long. They were 15 years, 20 years. They had big stories to tell. This company, that company, this partner, that partner, this deal, that deal. So we never had anything to say. But the only thing we had the consistency. Okay, and we knew what we were doing. We knew what we were doing. We were experts in what we were selling. And we were very consistent, and of course, hard work nothing comes without hard work. But we had a lot of failures. Our competitors used to go and tell people that, this is a new company, it may close down tomorrow. Why you want to deal with a company like this? And we had a lot of failures. I would say we used to send about 100 quotes, okay, and there were about 10 people who would reply back. And in that 100 quote, we had a success rate of 0.5. So out of 100 quotes, we would not get even one order sometimes.
Okay.
So out of 200 quotes, we probably would get one order. So that was the situation. We had like 2 or 3 invoices or 5 invoices in a month. It's in hundreds today, every day. In those days, it used to be few numbers just in a month. So those were the days, and those were difficult days, of course. But, you have to survive. Every business has to survive that initial, problems which every business will have. You take the big players, you take anybody, the big names, they will all have problems, and everybody will have problems, and you will have competition. Even today we have competition, but today we have created a name in the market and people know us. We are like a brand today, so we don't have to introduce ourselves. Those days we were not a brand. So when you're not a brand, you have to give your introduction, you have to tell your stories, you have to tell who are your references, what verticals you have worked, how many projects you have done. You have to give all that stories to people. Today, things have changed, but it never comes without failures. So if you do not have that courage of accepting failures, success will never, come to you.
We are glad of being a part of your success story as well.
Yeah.
So this is how we encourage the partner network, the channel, to develop themselves. We always go to, we try to encourage people to bring their business from level 0 to level 100, and we try to be a part of that journey. And Burhan Tech is a great partner to us and a strategic partner, and we started from scratch from those days.
Right.
And we are very happy that we were able to be a part of your journey.
Yeah, so when we started in 2008, 2009, of course, not many people would trust us. Our customers would not trust us, but even the vendors would not trust us. And I remember most of the other distributors would deal with us only in cash. And of course, every company, we never had so much of funds in our banks. We always want to put that into business. But Aptech and Ingram Micro was one of the very few partners, distributors who helped us start our business. They were the first, if I'm not wrong, the first distributor who actually approved credit for us. And I still remember, because of that approval, we used to take that email, that letter, and go to other distributors. That, see, Aptech has given us credit, you also give us some credit. Let's start with credit. We cannot give everything as cash. So Aptech has definitely been very helpful, trusting us from initial days, and because of that trust, it gave us a very big boost in the initial days. So I thank all the team, especially those people who were there in the old. Akil was there from very, very beginning, I guess. So very thank to him and his team.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.
So that's great talking to you, Heather. And thank
Yeah.
you for giving us an insight into how the business for Burhan Tech has grown over the years.
Anytime.
And we continue many more years of success for you.
Sure, 100%.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Pleasure.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.